Okay, hang on. Man, a lot of technical difficulties going on here. So hopefully, hang on, let me just make sure. This is a bit crazy, to say the least. Okay, so first and foremost, if you've got a question for me about the smart funnel formula, which I'm going to answer, I want to make sure that we get to everybody's questions. If you've got a question for me, go ahead and just shoot an email over to info@marketingfunnelautomation.com. info@marketingfunnelautomation.com, and I'm going to make sure that we get to your questions. And so make sure that I pull that bad boy up. And just bear with me. You gotta love technology. Oops. Okay. So, okay. So I've got that opened. So if you've got a question for me, like I said, info@marketingfunnelautomation. So first of all, let me just give a big, broad overview of the smart funnel formula, right? So each and every one of you at this point, if you've gone through the video series at all, one or more of the videos or all of the videos, you should know by this point that the smart funnel formula training program is all about implementing marketing intelligence into your marketing process. It's all about jacking up conversions, jacking up opt-in rate, jacking up sales conversion rate, jacking up transaction value, turning your main site, your blog, your funnels into better, more powerful conversion vehicles for you, right? And it does that with some simple marketing intelligence that I talked about throughout that video series, right? And so what do I mean first and foremost when I say marketing intelligence? Well, it's really all about being able to provide the perfect marketing message, a customized marketing message, a tailored marketing message based on what your prospects do, how they interact with your marketing funnel, what pages on your website they visit, what pages on your website they don't visit, what content they engage with, what content they don't engage with, and so on. And by being able to do that, we are better able to respond to what it is that your prospects want to know, what it is that they need to know, the information that they specifically need to know in order to buy, right? And you know that already because you've gone through the video series, right? You've gone through the video series, or maybe you were on one or more webinars that I've done a whole bunch over the last handful of days. And so you already hopefully understand the value, the power that a smart funnel gives you. And so tonight, like I said, is really all about just making sure that you understand what the program is, who it's for, who it's not for, how it works, what you get, the technology behind it, and just a bunch of questions that we've been getting. And so so a couple things. So here's one question that came over. Well, let me answer the base level question that we've gotten 1,001 times. And so that question is what if you're using something like 10-minute funnels from Kyle, or you're using lead pages, or let's say you're using ClickFunnels? Well, first and foremost, ClickFunnels, 10-minute pages, lead pages. Let's stick with actually ClickFunnels for right now. ClickFunnels, which we use internally. Like, let me tell you, basically there are two tools that we now use internally at Marketing Funnel Automation. These two tools power virtually everything that we do. Number one is we use Optimize Press 2 on one or more WordPress installations. So the bulk of our marketing is done on a WordPress website, and it's done using Optimize Press 2. We also use ClickFunnels, right? Russell's done a great job. I'm a supporter of Russell. Russell is a friend. And so we leverage a variety of different elements and pieces via ClickFunnels. The reason why we don't solely use ClickFunnels is because, unfortunately, right now, ClickFunnels is still a static platform. That means that right now, as of today, as of this video, May 12th, this hangout, ClickFunnels does not support marketing intelligence, meaning that ClickFunnels, it cannot display a different message to a different user based on anything. Right? So regardless of where the visitor is coming from, what pages on your website they interact with, they go to, it doesn't use cookies or anything like that. So unfortunately, it is a static platform right now. So the bulk of our marketing funnels are designed using Optimized Press, because Optimized Press is built on WordPress, which allows for and supports smart technology. So unfortunately, I know it sucks, I wish it wasn't the case, but unfortunately, if your entire site, if everything that you do is built on ClickFunnels, and you don't use a WordPress-based website or pages for anything else, one of the two tools that you get in your software bundle cannot be used. So again, because ClickFunnels 10-minute pages and lead pages, which we don't use anymore at all, even though Clay is a friend and I love what they've done at Lead Pages, you cannot use smart technology. My hope is that I'll be out in Vegas with Russell in a couple of weeks, and certainly want to really interact with his development team and Russell to really share what they need to do to really turn it from a static platform into a platform that allows for smart funnel technology. So in order to use both of these tools, you need to have a WordPress-based pages, right? So what I will tell you is that, let me take a step back and say this, that the Smart Funnel Formula training program is really all about three things. It's really all about doing three things for you. Number one, it is certainly about showing you, walking you through, leading you over the next 30 days to the design, engineering, setup, and launch of your own smart funnel, right? So there is actually a marketing model, a marketing funnel model that consists of 8 different points of 8 different stages called the smart funnel model, right? And so that's one thing. You use that model when you are creating a funnel from scratch, when you're building a brand new funnel that you want to have the highest level of conversion rate at every single stage. You use a smart funnel because it incorporates marketing intelligence, totally automated, totally dynamically at each stage of the marketing funnel. That's the first thing. The second thing is that it allows you to take a static funnel, regardless of the funnel model, whether you're using a tripwire, whether you're using a survey funnel model from Ryan Levesque, whether you're using an invisible funnel from Russell, the 6-figure funnel formula, whether you're using a product launch formula from Jeff. And what you'll learn in the Smart Funnel Formula training program is how to overlay marketing intelligence on top of any funnel model to jack up response even more. So whatever your conversion rate is right now, whatever the opt-in rate is, whatever your sales conversion rate is, whatever your upsell take rate is, whatever the average transaction value is from your current static funnel model, regardless of what that model is, by overlaying marketing intelligence on top of that, you'll be able to jack up conversions at all of the different stages even more. The next component, the next thing that you get with the Smart Funnel Formula training program, or the next thing that it allows you to do is it allows you to jack up conversions again across the board on your main site and blog. So if you're doing anything with a blog, with content, publishing articles, videos, etc., and you're driving any kind of traffic, both internal traffic or external traffic, to a blog, to any content, it again will allow you to incorporate marketing intelligence in to jack up your opt-in rate, so your lead acquisition, your lead flow, speed between lead generation and first transaction, leading customers into their back-end purchases by being able to customize the entire environment. And the cool thing is that right, is that you set it up once, and a lot of this marketing intelligence, especially on the main site and blog, can be done and set up in under an hour, and then work fully dynamically and automatically for you in the background for each prospect, customizing what it is that that they're being exposed to, that they're seeing in terms of content, in terms of offers, in terms of opt-in forms and opt-in offers, and so on. And so the last thing that it does for you is really give you the skills and tools and knowledge to be able to turn any static marketing funnel into a conversion machine with intelligence. And like I said in the, and then I'm going to get to the first question that was submitted, and then I have a whole list of questions that were already submitted as well. If you want to submit, if you've got a question for me, go ahead and just send it over to info@marketingfunnelautomation.com. Shoot an email. I've got that email inbox open right now, and I will answer it, each and every question for you guys. But what was I just going to say? And so number one, the first thing that I want you to understand is that it's WordPress based. So let me jump over here. And so Patrick asks, what makes this different from what Frank Kern just launched? He has 8 funnels he was giving away for 15 grand and putting them into an Infusion account with all the sequences and behavioral triggers. So number one, and huge admiration, huge props for Frank. This is in no way, shape, or form taking anything away from what he's done. But what he is providing is what I was teaching in early 2013 inside the Marketing Funnel Automation Partnership Coaching Program, which is conditional content and behavioral triggered email follow-up sequences. So what Frank is doing using a tool like Infusionsoft, and this can be done very easily with Infusionsoft, with Ontraport, with ActiveCampaign, even with something like Aweber, using a $19 tool plugged in with Aweber like AW Pro Tools. And what those funnels are really doing, the only intelligence that they have built into them are the behavioral triggered email follow-up. Meaning that basically what those funnels do is they send specific email sequences based on what the prospect does or doesn't do in the funnel. Let me give you a simple example. And I kind of shared this example throughout the 4 videos leading up to the enrollment in the Smart Funnel Formula training program. So let's say, for example, you've got 4 videos in a sequence. You're running, let's say, a Jeff Walker product launch, very similar to, let's say, what it is that we did leading up to the opening of the enrollment in the Smart Funnel Formula, or what we do in our evergreen 6-figure funnel formula training program, where we have a series of 4 videos. So somebody opts in to watch the 4-part video series, and they get an email about video 1. And so they go and they click a link on video to go watch video 1. And so they go, they watch video 1. The next day, you send them an email to go watch video 2. Well, in the typical static marketing funnel, what happens is that email goes out regardless of whether the prospect has watched video 1 or not, right? So the next day, everybody gets an email about video 2. And so whether the prospect clicks on that link and actually goes and watches video 2 or not, the very next day, they're going to get an email about video 3. And regardless of what they do and whether they're engaged or not, whether they watch video 3 or not, the next day, they're going to get an email about video 4, right? And that's the typical old school linear email follow-up process. Well, what I taught 2 years ago, and what is one piece of the 8-point smart funnel model, is behavioral triggered email sequencing that doesn't require you to use Infusionsoft. It can be done with, like I said, with AW Pro Tools and Aweber. It can be done with Ontraport. It can be done with ActiveCampaign. Is that an individual will only get the next piece of content in that 4-part video sequence, for example, when they consumed the prior piece. So in this example, we sent them an email about video 1. They click the link, great. They go and they watch video 1. Well, now in the next day, we send them an email about video 2. But if they don't go and actually consume video 2, the next day, we're not going to arbitrarily send them an email about video 3, right? That's a static funnel. That's a typical linear email follow-up process. right? What we're going to do is we're going to send them another email with another hook, another benefit, another reason for them to go watch video 2. If they don't click the link, if they don't actually go and engage and consume video 2, again, we're not going to arbitrarily move them the next day to go watch video 3. We're going to send them another email about video 2 with another hook, another benefit, another reason for them to go and watch video 2, a reason and a hook and a benefit that was different from the prior day's email, and different from the day before that, that prior day's email as it relates to video 2, right? When and only when they consume video 2 are we going to then move them to the next sequence. And so behavioral triggered email follow-up is really one big overarching email follow-up sequence that is composed of little mini sequences that are based on engagement of the prospect. Right? And that's what Frank is charging 15 grand for those 8 different funnels that are all about behavioral triggered email follow-up sequences. What the Smart Funnel Formula training program is all about is how to use that type of marketing intelligence throughout your entire funnel and throughout your entire site. We're not just talking about the follow-up process or the follow-up sequences that are designed to maximize consumption of your marketing message with prospects. We're talking about being able to maximize consumption, conversions, lead acquisition, flow through in your entire funnel with every single stage, with every single point, with every single piece of content, from the actual pages throughout the funnel, the actual content throughout the funnel, the actual benefits, the actual offer, as well as the email follow-up sequences. So to answer the question, the big difference is that what Frank is doing is providing you with 8 funnels that have that behavioral triggered email follow-up built in and done for you. So that's why it's 15 grand. What the Smart Funnel Formula training program is all about is how to incorporate all of that intelligence in every part of your marketing funnel. And okay. So the next question from Nikolai. Nikolai, is that Nikolai? Yeah. Is he says, thanks, Todd, you're doing an amazing job. Loved your 6-figure funnel formula and building my first funnel. Not first year in marketing, done quite a bit of media buy, CPA, etc., getting into my own product. So I've got experience running traffic and so on. Question number 1, software. Would I be able to use it for my customer funnels, any domains, any amount of product funnels? So the answer is that the answer is yes, with a caveat. One of the pieces of software. So number 1, let me kind of explain the software, the software bundle. So it consists of 2 different pieces of software. The most expensive piece of software is what handles doing your dynamic video sales letters, right? Your interactive, responsive, dynamic video sales letters, right? So imagine taking a video sales letter and having a single video sales letter that allows you to both customize the message as prospects engage with the video. It allows you to ask questions and have the prospect interact and answer questions. And based on their answers, it allows you to provide a different message. Kind of like the way I want you to think about it is imagine having a squeeze page, for example, that asks a question. Are you a male or are you a female? Are you a man or are you a woman? And if they answer man, it brings them to a page, a sales page that's for men, all about what men want. If they answer that they're a woman, it brings them to a sales page for women, all about what women want. Well, now take that same intelligence, take that simple marketing intelligence and put it into a video sales letter. Only now you're able to continue to segment and ask questions and divide your audience as many times as you'd like, and you're able to drill as deep as you'd like. So now you're able to ask, are you a man or are you a woman? Right? Then for a man, right now it goes down a different VSL path. Same exact page, but now we have a message that's designed for men. Now maybe we're able to ask them, are you over the age of 50 or under the age of 50? And we're able to continue to drill down, identifying exactly who the prospect is and exactly what they want. And we're able to deliver a video message in that same VSL for that target audience. Not to mention, and I didn't even get into this in the video training series or even in the offer video, but imagine being able to identify, right, the demographics, the psychographics of those VSL viewers down to the path that converts the most, to see which path, which answers, males above the age of 50 that are interested in fishing, that are married, that have kids in college, right? Being able to see the exact demographics, psychographics, answers, traffic source, browser, full analytics, what are called drill down analytics, so that you can identify the hottest prospects in your market, the ones that are converting at the highest rate, the ones that are producing the highest transaction value for you, the ones that have the lowest cost of acquisition for you, all based on automatic dynamic analytics built into the VSL and the way your prospects interact. That's what this software allows you to do. And it allows you to do that on for any number of different VSLs, in any number of different funnels, for any number of different products. And it allows you to even use it in ClickFunnels, right? On lead pages, on any platform. Now, it's the other piece of software that does all of the on-site marketing intelligence, like being able to customize your sidebar, being able to display offers and content and different headlines and different videos and different offers, different call to actions, added bonuses, added a different offer, a discount, etc., on your main site and throughout your marketing funnel. You get a lifetime license to the application that allows you to do unlimited, dynamic, interactive, responsive VSLs. The other application that you get is a 1-year license, right? So number one, at the end of the year, you can re-up that license for $97 if you want. That has nothing to do with me. That's not money that I collect. That was part of the deal that I was able to negotiate to get this software application in your hands. As well, if at any point you want to upgrade to a license that allows you to use that software on unlimited sites, you can do that, I think, also for an additional $97. So then you would be able to use that on client sites, on client funnels for an unlimited number of funnels, unlimited number of products, and so on. The catch, like I said, if you will, and it's not ideal, but it's the nature of what we're dealing with right now with technology, is that second software application requires a WordPress-based page or WordPress-based site. So hopefully that answers the first question, Nikolai. And no, so the Smart Funnel Formula training program has nothing to do with ClickFunnels. So it has nothing to do with ClickFunnels. It has nothing to do with the actual platform that you're using to design your web pages. As long as you have a WordPress-based page, it doesn't matter what the theme is. It doesn't matter whether you're using Optimized Press or InstaBuilder or whatever it may be. You can continue to design your pages in that platform, but this tool requires WordPress because it works with the WordPress coding. And so hopefully that answers your question. The next question from Richard is, I'm selling my own brand physical product on Amazon and from my own e-commerce store, wondering if the Smart Funnel Formula training program is for me. And so if you control your e-commerce platform, which I take it that you do, if you're running that e-commerce platform off of WordPress, yeah, you will crush it with the Smart Funnel Formula, just because you running an e-commerce platform, an e-commerce store, you have a lot more options. Like, again, imagine being able to do internal retargeting. Imagine being able to couple your internal retargeting with external retargeting. Imagine being able to have your external retargeting bringing people back to a page for the product that they wanted with an added incentive to buy, countdown, all based on each individual prospect and how they're interacting with your e-commerce platform. And so it will not work with Amazon on Amazon's platform, obviously, because we don't have control over what we can put on that platform. But anything that you have control over, yes, it will crush it for you. Let me see here. So, okay. So Gary asks, let me see here. Okay, not read. Okay. So Gary asks, is it appropriate for a brand new marketer just getting started? Okay. So, so the answer is no, right? The answer is that, look, if you're a brand new marketer, wet behind the ears totally, and you've yet to generate your first sale online, you've yet to put up a single marketing funnel, that, you know, you've yet to generate your first dollar, I would tell you that you'd be much better off passing on this offer, and you'd be much better off instead investing in the six-figure funnel formula. Not only is it's half the price, so you'll save money, but it's designed for the new marketer who does not yet have a single profitable marketing funnel. And it will give you the foundation that you need to get up and running. It walks you through the key core elements of a specific type of customer acquisition marketing funnel from A to Z, from beginning to end, from creating the hook to the traffic captivation page, the customer captivation offer, all the way through what is called the transaction maximization sequence, the pricing of those different offers, how those offers are presented, how they're delivered, how you craft the VSL, my exact strategy, all with the ultimate collection of marketing funnel cheat sheets. You'd be much better off as a brand new marketer without any experience setting up a funnel with that type of program than you would with this. This is definitely more advanced, right? Because we're not only talking about designing and engineering and setting up a marketing funnel with the right positioning, the right idea, the right messaging, the right hook, but now we're taking it up an entirely new level with intelligence that displays different messaging to different prospects based on how it is that they've engaged with your funnel. Kind of like, you know, the question earlier, I think it was from Patrick, about, you know, how does this differ from what Frank is selling for 15 grand, you know, the behavioral triggered email follow-up sequences. Well, it's kind of like, look, you know, for the marketer that's yet to get a single autoresponder email follow-up sequence in place, I would tell you to start off with the type of email follow-up sequence that we teach with the six-figure funnel formula model before you engineer an intelligent follow-up sequence that has these behavioral triggers and leverages these mini sequences, right? That's the truth. If you are an established marketer, if you've got one or more funnels, if you've already created one or more email follow-up sequences, if you know how to put up a lead capture page, you know how to put up a VSL, then yeah, the Smart Funnel Formula training program is going to take things to an entirely different level for you in terms of, like I said, opt-in rate, lead flow, sales conversion rate, upsell take rate, average transaction size, your back-end take rate, your consumption of your products, like all of those things get boosted with a smart funnel. And so, a great example, and I gave this, check this out. This is an example that I gave on a webinar. I think it was for Don Crowther the other day, I think yesterday. Check this out. So, I shared in the email, in the video series, right, that you've been going through certain smart funnels already, and you may not even realize it, right? Like, first of all, everybody on here hopefully already knows and understands the value of retargeting, right? Retargeting is a type of marketing intelligence because and the reason why retargeting is producing some of the highest ROI today of all paid traffic generation opportunities and channels out there. Anybody that does any level of retargeting will tell you that it produces some of, if not the highest levels of return on investment. The reason why is because it displays a specific ad to a specific prospect at a specific time based on pages that they visited, right? So you go and you look at a Rolex watch, and now you go over to Facebook, or you go to any one of any number of third-party websites, dictionary.com, Huffington Post. What you're going to see is you're going to see a specific ad for that exact Rolodex that's going to follow you around the web, right, until you are ready to buy. And the more intelligent marketers, they're leveraging retargeting at a different level by being able to dynamically on the fly increase the aggressiveness of that ad, right? So Rolex, a special offer for the Rolex, right? A special limited time offer for the Rolex, a discount, right? You go and you look at a Rolex, and then you don't buy it. And for the savvy websites, the savvy companies that are selling Rolexes, for example, you're going to see that eventually you're going to get to a special offer for the Rolex that you expressed interest in, right? Simple marketing intelligence that is working like gangbusters right now, and that's on one level. Well, here's another great example, right? So I think the company was, if I remember correctly, was Priceline. Check this out. I think it's Priceline. Check this out. Right, wrong, or indifferent, whether we agree with this or not, I want you to look at the power in this application of marketing intelligence. So Priceline was able to look at their metrics, and they were able to see that visitors to their site on an iPhone were higher quality, more responsive buyers, if you will, than visitors to their site on an Android device. And so what they do now is they present iPhone visitors with different higher level deals than they present visitors that are on an Android device. I'm not saying that they present different pricing for, higher pricing for iPhone users than they do Android users. I'm saying that they present different deals to iPhone users than they do to Android users, right? So iPhone users get higher priced, better quality offers than Android users. Android users get lower priced deals presented to them. And so here's the thing that I want you to understand. The reason why they do that is because now they experience higher conversion rates on their Android users, and they experience a higher transaction value from their iPhone users, from the people that come to their site with an iPhone. Think about what their dollars and cents, their conversion rate, their customer acquisition, their overall transaction value, if they were simply presenting everybody with the same exact offer, right? If they were using a static process, right? They would be converting much less Android users because they would be presenting these offers that don't appeal to those Android users, and they would be losing out on the opportunity to sell or provide premium deals to what they see as premium buyers, right? And so because of that one piece of marketing intelligence, they're now able to increase conversions with this segment, and they're able to increase transaction value with this segment. That's what we're talking about you being able to do and having it done on autopilot for your marketing, for your website, for your blog, for your different funnels, for your product page, right? For your opt-in offers, for your special offers, all dynamically on the fly based on whatever criteria it is that is most appropriate for your business. And so let me go back to this. So is it right for me? Yes. So let me just see here. So very quickly. So Melanie, yes, you can purchase, like I said, on the application for the interactive video sales letter software. You've got lifetime access to that you can use on an unlimited number of sites, because that's a web-based application. So you can use that with ClickFunnels, with WordPress, with Optimized Press, with Lead Pages, and you can use it on any number of sites. The other application you can upgrade to add unlimited domains to. And so hopefully that answers that question. So the next question is, will you be covering how to segment remarketing lists in the Smart Funnel formula? Absolutely. And we'll be covering remarketing or retargeting on two different main levels. One, we'll be covering external funnel retargeting, So we'll be covering, you'll be learning inside the Smart Funnel Formula training program how to segment your retargeting based on how prospects progress through your funnel, right? So being able to, how to retarget the right way for prospects that don't opt in, right? Where to send them rather than simply sending them back to the same squeeze page or the same opt-in page, all the way through each step, right? So how your retargeting dynamically progresses through as that prospect progresses through the funnel, right? And having all that done on the fly. So they then opt in and they get to the first piece. It can, having your external funnel retargeting moving them through the funnel and leveraging third-party external sites like Facebook and other third-party applications, all the way through to order form abandonment, to your upsell take rate, even through to the consumption of your product. Then we'll be covering internal funnel retargeting, which I already talked about. How to do the same thing, only do that internally on the sites that you, or the site that and pages that you control. So on the different pages within your funnel, as well as the different pages throughout your blog, retargeting so that you can move people through the funnel for full consumption. And so, whoops, let me go back to that. And so let me take one of the questions real quick that was submitted in advance. And that is the question about what's the quickest way to get the biggest bang for your buck? Like, how can you start generating more money with the Smart Funnel Formula training program within the next 5 to 7 days? And so the easiest, fastest way to start to benefit from the Smart Funnel Formula training program is, and I'm going to show you how to do this inside the Smart Funnel Formula training program. We're going to do this in session 2. And that is how to identify the constraint in your marketing funnel, right? So if you've got a marketing funnel right now, how to identify what stage or step or point in the funnel is the actual constraint. What I mean by the constraint is the weakest link in the chain, right? Every chain, as you know, has one weakest link. The strength of that chain is determined by the weakest link in that chain, not the strongest link. It doesn't matter if the strongest link can withstand 1,000 pounds of pressure, right? Or if the second strongest link can withstand 900 pounds of pressure, right? That's not what the strength or how the strength of the chain is determined. The strength of that chain is determined by the one weakest link, the link that is the weakest, right? And in order to strengthen that chain and get it to be able to perform better, we need to identify which of the links on that chain is the weakest. And then what we do is we strengthen that weak link, right? And then what happens is that weak link is no longer the constraint. Then there's another weakest link. And the way we continue to strengthen that chain over time, consistently, predictably, reliably, is by identifying that one constraint, that one weakest link, because there's always one weakest link in any chain, just like your funnel. There is always one step or stage or point in that funnel, which is the constraint. And strengthening or focusing on any other point in that funnel before you identify and fix that one constraint does not increase your sales, your conversions, your customer acquisition nearly at the level that you could if you simply identified the constraint and fixed it. And so you're going to learn how to identify the constraint in the funnel and then how to use one of the intelligence blueprints that is appropriate for that constraint to fix it, right? So if it's the opt-in rate, if it's your sales conversion rate, if it's your order form abandonment rate, if it's your upsell take rate, whatever we identify the current constraint is in your marketing funnel, you're going to be able to immediately apply the intelligence to that point in your funnel to immediately see a bump in the conversion rate at that stage. And if and when you've identified the constraint, that bumps the overall conversion rate. So for example, let me give you an example here. So if, for example, you are you find, let's just say for argument's sake, that the constraint in your funnel is the order form abandonment rate, right? So you've got an 80% order form abandonment rate. Most marketers don't even know what their order form abandonment rate is. They don't even know how high it is. They don't even realize how enormously high it is. And because of that, they don't have any intelligence built into their funnel. So they're sending non-buyers back to their sales page when really a segment, a whole segment, they already clicked on the link. They already went to the order form and they abandoned, right? Sending them back to the sales page isn't going to fix that issue for that chunk of your prospects that abandon the order form. And so let's say that we identify that that's the constraint in your funnel. Well, you going to work, testing and striving to optimize your squeeze page, your opt-in page isn't what's going to fix your funnel, because the opt-in page isn't the constraint. The opt-in page isn't the weak link in the chain. The order form is, right? And the order form abandonment rate is the constraint. And so we need to fix the order form abandonment rate. And so you would be able to take the intelligence blueprint and apply that intelligence to the specific constraint in your funnel. And you'd be able to do it within the first 5 to 7 days to see a bump right away. In many cases, you can apply more than one piece of marketing intelligence to take the weakest link and the second weakest link, the constraint and the second weakest stage, and apply marketing intelligence to see a geometric bump in conversion rate. And so that's the fastest way to experience, to make more money, right, in the first week using marketing funnel intelligence. Let me address something else. Well, before I do that, so I'm not sure who this is but what tracking software do you use to track a dynamic funnel? So I'm not sure what you're asking when you say tracking, like if you're talking about ad tracking, for example. If you're talking about the beauty is when it comes to ad tracking, when it comes to tracking the return on investment that you get from, let's say, so that you want to see, I put $1 into Facebook ads and I'm getting $1.80 out plus customers and prospects. That doesn't change regardless of whether you're using a dynamic funnel or not. So you can continue using whatever. If you're using ClickMagick, if you're using Improvely, if you're using HyperTracker, AdTracks Gold, there's tons of them out there. Link Tracker, Funnel Tracks, those things, they don't change. So let me tell you about one of the bonuses that I'm most excited about that you get with the Smart Funnel Formula training program. So number one, the one that I'm just super jazzed about, that I personally think is worth more than double the tuition into the Smart Funnel Formula training program, is the peel back the curtain insider's peek. So what I'm going to do for you is, so you've seen, everybody on here has seen some or all of the video series, the actual, the front part of the funnel that we used in this launch of the Smart Funnel Formula training program. And so what I'm going to do, which I've always wanted to do, and I feel like this is just a perfect opportunity to do it, is I am going to, in the middle of the program, so in 2 weeks, right? Because we start on Thursday. The program starts on Thursday. 2 weeks in the middle of the program, after we're finishing up the launch tonight at, in 2 hours, it closes. And what I'm going to do for everybody enrolled in the Smart Funnel Formula training program is I'm going to give you a complete behind the scenes peek into everything that was done in this funnel. I'm going to show you all the different pages that we used, all of the content. I'm going to show you all the Facebook ads that we used, when we used them, the imaging, all of the copy, all of the retargeting campaigns that we did, all the copy, all of the imaging. I'm going to show you where we sent what we did in terms of retargeting for the folks that didn't opt in. I'm going to show you all of the emails that were sent out, explain to you the different segmenting that we used for those different emails, walk you through the psychology of each of the emails, explain the time frame, the frequency of when we sent out emails and why. I'm going to show you all of the swipe copy that we used with partners, walk you through the psychology, why we said what we said in there. And I wrote all of the copy for the entire launch. So I'm going to break down for you at what point we were building credibility and why we were doing it at the different points, working with partners. I'm even going to share with you the strategy that we used in this little exclusive launch with partners how we motivated and incentivized partners. I'm even going to show you the split tests that we ran. I could show you, we use Visual Website Optimizer. We probably ran close to 15 different tests throughout this launch. I'm going to show you all of the split tests that we ran, why we chose to run the split tests that we ran. I'm going to show you the winners, I'm going to show you the losers, and I'm going to explain to you why I believe the winners won and the losers lost. I'm even going to give you a copy of the scripts for all 4 videos. And I'm going to give you a line-by-line breakdown and dissection of what we said, what I said, why it was said, when it was said, why I said it the way I said it, where I said it. I'm going to show you how I laid out the 4-part video sequence, the strategy behind each video, the strategy behind the entire sequence, and show you what we did behind the scenes for customers and clients, and pricing and everything in between. Right? You get a complete breakdown of a funnel that I designed from scratch, from A to Z. Right? The reality is that later this year, at some point, we're going to be selling that training that I walk you through as part of the Smart Funnel Formula training program for probably $2,000, $1,997. And we may even use it for a bonus with our higher level 15 grand a year clients. That's how valuable that training is going to be for you. The other bonus, while we're talking about bonuses, I might as well just tell you that the other bonus is the Look Over My Shoulder series. And so I did this inside the Smart Funnel Formula, the 6-figure funnel formula training program. And it was one of the most valuable parts of that program. We got so much unsolicited feedback and rave reviews. And I'm going to do the same thing in the Smart Funnel Formula training program. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you watch me take a static funnel and turn it into a smart funnel by applying the intelligence at each point. I'm going to record the entire thing piece by piece. I'm going to give you commentary. I'm going to walk you through why I'm doing what I'm doing, where I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, showing you the technology and actually implementing and showing you exactly how I am transforming that static funnel into a smart funnel. This way, by the end of that series, you'll know exactly how to do it, from every nitty-gritty detail, from strategy to where, why, when, how, using the technology, and so on. Of course, also as part of the Smart Funnel Formula training program, as you hopefully know, right, I've arranged for 2 bonus training sessions for you. One with each of the different developers behind the software that you get with your Smart Funnel Formula software bundle, right? So that the goal, the aim of those additional bonus sessions is to turn you into a freaking master at using those applications, right? So that by the end of those training sessions, forget feeling comfortable and confident and secure and totally at peace, so to speak, using those applications. You're going to be a freaking master at it. So that, like I said in the video series, right? So that it'll be as easy for you as sending out an email broadcast right now, right? As easy for you as using Aweber, as easy for you as using GetResponse, as easy for you as using MailChimp or whatever it may be. Right? And so you'll be able to ask questions, you'll be able to understand or get insight into even more advanced ways that that you can use the software applications. As well, with the software bundle, not only did I shell out all the money to get you $494 worth of software, and one of the softwares isn't even publicly available right now. One software alone, the one for the interactive, responsive video sales letters, the license that I got you, which is a lifetime license, is going to sell for $397 for that one software alone. you get it for free with the Smart Funnel Formula training program, and you get access to the developer and the support team, so that if you ever have any questions, any issues, any problems, you want guidance, you want hand-holding, working with those applications beyond the Smart Funnel Formula training program, no problem. You get access to them as if you were a paid customer. And you are, because I paid for it already for you. And so, of course, as well with the Smart Funnel Formula training program, you get the 4-week masterclass series, right? Which is 4 weeks with me, where I will walk you through every nitty gritty detail. This is like, we're going to be getting down and dirty, getting our hands dirty, getting into it, not just theory, not just strategy. Yeah, we're going to cover strategy. We're going to cover messaging, right? We're going to cover all the foundational elements of a high conversion funnel to begin with, but we're going to get down and dirty, and you're going to see how to implement the actual technology. You're going to understand, first and foremost, how to use the Smart Funnel formula matrix to understand what intelligence should go where, when, why, and then I'm going to show you how to do it. The program is rock freaking solid, and all designed like as a fast track program, right? So the 4-week, it's 30 days. It's not a 2-month or 3-month program. It's designed to fast track you to get it all implemented, so that at the latest in 30 days, you're rocking the house with your own smart funnel and marketing intelligence. Also, if you can't make any of the sessions live, you get access to the recording and the handouts 24 hours later after each session. So the sessions are Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern time, starting this Thursday. On Friday, you'll get access to the full unedited recording inside your private training portal, and you have 24/7 access to the training portal, so that you can log in and go through the recording on your own, at your own convenience, anytime you'd like. And just like I do with all of my training programs, you get lifetime access to that training portal. So in other words, you'll be able to go through that program anytime you want, going forward, for review, for reference, and so on. And of course, you get a couple of other components, like you get the 10 intelligence blueprints that show you exactly how to fix any piece of an underperforming funnel with marketing intelligence, right? You want to bump opt-in rate, marketing a blueprint, an intelligence blueprint to show you how to do that. You want to focus on bumping upsell take rate, an intelligence blueprint to show you how to do that. Increase sales conversions on your sales page, an intelligence blueprint for that, right? You get 10 intelligence blueprints that you can use, printable PDFs that you can use as quick reference guides, so you know exactly where, when, how to implement the exact intelligence that you need at the exact time. And so, so that is the Smart Funnel Formula training program. The other thing is what was I going to say? I've been asked, like, if you recently enrolled in, let's say you just enrolled in the 6-figure funnel formula training program, and you want to know, should you get the Smart Funnel Formula training program, right? So you just enrolled, let's say a few days ago, today, yesterday, the day before, into the 6-figure funnel formula training program. I would tell you not to grab the Smart Funnel Formula training program right now. Stick with the 6-figure funnel formula. Implement that, especially if you're a brand new, wet behind the ears marketer. Certainly, look, if you want to invest in the Smart Funnel Formula training program right now to get the launch discount, and then you get access to the training portal so you can go through it in a month, in 2 months, when you feel you're ready, that's one thing. But I don't want to see you overwhelmed with information if you've yet to implement the 6-figure funnel formula training program, right? My main concern for you is I care more about seeing you implement and get benefit from what you've already invested in from me. I'd much rather see you get focus on implementing that. And then when you are ready and you've got that nailed and you've got a funnel in place that's rocking for you, that's turning $1 of traffic into $1 or $2 or $3 or $6 or more of customers and sales, then you can implement the intelligence on top of that. But get the value from what it is that you invested in already. You know, my buddy Rich Sheffrin, you know, he used to say, like when I was running the marketing for Strategic Profits, he used to say, you know, less input, more output, right? Like, you know, less input, more output, right? To clients, he would say that. Like, it's about implementing and executing. Don't stay in information acquisition mode, right? I'd love to have you as a customer, as a client in the Smart Funnel Formula training program, but I'd be even more excited and more ecstatic to see you reap rewards from the 6-figure funnel formula training program if you just enrolled in that program. That would jack me up even more. And so less input, more output. I know my team is probably freaking out like, what are you saying? But that's what I believe, right? That's what I believe. You know, get the results from what it is that you already invested in. Now, if you've been you know, a long time member of the 6-figure funnel formula, right? Like when we launched the 6-figure funnel formula program, we had over 1,000 people that enrolled in that program immediately during the public launch. Right? If you're one of those individuals, well, certainly you've already got one or more front-end customer acquisition funnels that are rocking for you. And now if you're ready to take that up a level, yeah, then you should definitely jump into the Smart Funnel Formula training program. So Richard asks, I meant smart funnel tracking. I'm not sure what you mean by that. There's no difference between your tracking through your through a funnel with a smart funnel versus a static funnel when it comes to tracking, right? And the most valuable tracking for everybody on here, so you know, like the most valuable tracking for you, the tracking that you should be doing is you should be tracking ROI on your media buys, on any paid traffic, right? We track every individual traffic generation source separately and individually, not just every channel, not just like Facebook we track, YouTube we track, Google AdWords we track, solo email drops. No, each solo email, right? Each different Facebook campaign, right? Each Google AdWords campaign individually, so that you hold every single campaign accountable dollar for dollar. And what we're looking for on front end, I'm going down a different path, but what we are looking for with all of our ad spend is on the front end, meaning with customer acquisition, we're looking for $1 out and $1 in right away. Meaning we're looking to invest $1 into traffic and get that $1 back immediately, plus a customer, plus leads. Because when you're doing that, when you have your funnel set up the right way and you're doing even just that, even just breaking even, you are acquiring customers and building your list for free. Right? You spend $10 today and that $10 comes back, excuse me, in the next 24 or 48 hours in the form of new customers, you know, sales and leads, unconverted leads, let's say, but you generate that $10 back. You didn't lose any money. Your bank account is no lower than it was before. You've got the same amount of money, right? So that you're not at a loss, but now you've got customers that you're going to put into your back end, which is where all the profit in this business online is, right? Like I know I'm going down a different path, but you're here and it's my hangout, so I get to do what I want. But the money in this business is on the back end. The profit is on the back end, right? We look at the front end. The entire goal of your customer acquisition marketing funnel is to acquire the maximum number of new customers at break even, right? So we put out $1, we put out $10, we put out $100, we put out $1,000, right? Our goal is to get $1,000 back, plus to get new customers and sales, which is how we get that $1,000 back, and leads. What that means is that day in and day out, we are acquiring customers that we're going to put into our back end, and every additional sale, every additional transaction, every additional product that they buy is profit, because all of the acquisition costs, which is the most expensive part of this business, was handled with our front end funnel, right? All the profit is on the back end with affiliate offers, with additional products, with additional transactions, with continuity, with all of the back end stuff that we do, right? On the front end now, we're building our list, we're acquiring leads for free, right? Imagine this, right? You take $50 and you put $50 out and you generate $50 worth of traffic today. And you now have customers, right? So $50 of traffic comes to your funnel, right? We turn that $50 of traffic into $50 in sales. So you acquired 5 new customers today and you acquired another 15 leads, right? So now you got leads, you got 5 customers, those customers go into the back end, those leads we continue to follow up with, right? With that funnel and additional products, additional offers to monetize them even more. Now we take that same $50 and we put it to work for us the next day. And we do the same thing. 5 new customers, 15 new leads. We take that $50 and we do it the next day. We use the same $50 and recycle it over and over and over and over and over, so that at the end of the month, we've invested $1,500, right? And we've acquired 150 new customers, 5 a day, right? We've acquired whatever it is, 450, give or take, leads, and we did it all at no cost, right? Our bank account is no lower than it was before. Only now we've got, 150 customers, right, in our back end that we're going to sell other products, services, offers, affiliate offers to. And we've got 450 leads, that, or whatever the number is. Right? What is that? That is exactly. We've got 450 leads that we're now going to monetize, right? And every dollar that comes in from those leads and every dollar that comes in from those customers is profit to our bottom line. And we acquired that tribe for free, right? For free. And so the name of the game is to have your tracking in place that allows you to track your ROI, right? That allows you to see $1 out and how much came back, and hold every single campaign accountable for that ROI, right? That's the whole name of the game. And let me tell you this. Let me just say this, because right. So I don't say this lightly, right? Whether you decide to join us and enroll in the Smart Funnel Formula training program, which I really hope you do, because I think that you're going to be blown away by the impact that it has on your business, on your bottom line, on your cash flow, on your income. But regardless of whether you do or you don't, I want you to understand something. One single marketing funnel that allows you to break even on the acquisition of new customers, meaning you put $1 out, you get $1 back. One funnel will change your business, your income, and your life. And I do not say that lightly, because then the name of the game changes. See, the majority of marketers out there, they're unable to do that, right? Most of the folks out there, unfortunately, they just can't do it. They put out $1 into traffic and they can only acquire 50 cents back, right? Or they'll spend $10 on traffic and they'll only make back 5 or 4 or 3 or 6. They'll spend $100 in Facebook and they'll make back 45. And they think that it's because of Facebook, or they think that it's because they've got a traffic problem, or they think that it's because, their niche doesn't respond to, paid traffic, and they need to focus on organic traffic, SEO and article distribution and video distribution and viral stuff like that. But the reality is that the problem is that they don't have a marketing funnel that allows them to extract out more than what it costs them to generate a visitor. That's all it is. They don't have that conversion vehicle in place that allows them to extract out more. When you do, right? When you do, using the Smart Funnel Formula training program, using the 6-figure funnel formula training program, the game changes. Because then the whole game is about how many more dollars can I reinvest into this funnel? How many more people can I pump into this funnel? Because I know that if it costs me 50 cents to put a visitor into this funnel, every time I invest 50 cents to put a visitor into this funnel, I make back 50 cents plus I acquire a customer, plus I make back 55 cents. Now the game is, how fast can I put that 50 cents back out in the market working for me? How fast can I dump more people into my funnel? Right? That's the whole game. Then it becomes this, wow, how can I scale up my budget even more? Check this out. So listen to this. So, all right, we do all of our traffic generation now in-house. We used to use an agency, and we simply brought it in-house. We're going to be using the agency for something else coming up shortly. But when when I was meeting with the founder of the agency, the founder of the agency said, "What's your budget?" Like, what are you willing to spend every month? I said, well, number one, I don't look at it as an expense because it's not an expense. If every dollar I give you comes back to me along with customers and along with leads, let alone if it comes back to me as $1.50 or $2 or $5, right? If it just comes back to me in the form of $1, I give you $1 and you give me back the next day $1 plus a customer plus a lead, let's say, just to keep things real simple. Well, I said to him, why would I have a budget, right? Why would I arbitrarily put a cap on how many dollars I can give you, right? That would be like me telling you for every dollar that you give me, I will give you $1.50 back. What's the budget that you're willing to work with every month? Is it 500? Is it 1,000? Is it 10,000? Well, the answer is I don't have a budget. I'm going to give you $1 every freaking second of every day, because every time, right? Like that would be my answer. That was my answer with the agency. I said, as long as we're breaking even, spend more, right? Invest more, because it's not an expense. It's not an expense like the lights or like the cable or like the broken AC in my office, right? Like it's not it's not an expense. It's an investment that comes back to you. And so the game changes, because then it's about, well, I put in, like I tell clients when folks come to me, and I tell clients, like, look, man, if you're putting in $50 a day and that $50 is coming back to you in the form of, or 55 or 60, or sometimes clients will come to me and say, I'm not sure what to do. I'm spending, $100 a day and we're making back $130 a day. I'm not sure. What should I do? What should you do? So you scale up that campaign. Let's continue to monitor it and track it, scale up that campaign. Let's now, instead of spending $100 a day, let's go to $200 a day, right? And then let's go to $400 a day and $500 a day. It's not like you have to have that $500 or $1,000 or $15,000 or $50,000 sitting in a bank account allocated and dedicated towards the traffic. Right, like there was a campaign that we came off a couple weeks ago. We got an Amex bill of 95 grand, $95,000, right? Which the bulk of that was in paid traffic for the month. And it's not like you've got to have that 95 grand, that 10 grand, that 5 grand, that $1,000 sitting aside and waiting for you. No, we recycle the ad dollars every day. We put the money out, we make the money back. Customers, right? Customers, leads. We put the money out, we make the money back. We let our funnel, right, convert for us. And the beauty of a smart funnel, and why I'm so jacked about the smart funnel formula training program, is because it takes conversions to an entirely new level. And so you understand what that really means, like in practical application. What that means is that I make my dollars back much quicker, and I'm able to turn those dollars over much faster. I'm able to put more dollars out into the market, generating traffic for me, generating buyers. And so even using the same dollar amount, the same amount of money that we're investing in traffic right now, right? The same amount that you're investing right now, you would be making more money because you'd be acquiring more customers faster, and you'd be able to turn those ad dollars over that much quicker. That's the game. That's the game. That right there was 10 minutes of how the most successful direct response marketers think about traffic generation. I'll say, just because it's my hangout, and so I'll tell you, that's why free traffic, SEO, which, look, any traffic is great, right? All traffic has a value. Not all traffic has the same value, but all traffic has value. Well, and I love, right, like, free traffic, legitimately free traffic that we get because our articles on the MFA blog are indexed and get searched and all that. That's all great. But the reason why SEO stinks and why it should be like spice in your marketing process, the icing on the cake, is because it's not scalable. It's not controllable, right? And I've said this for years now. It's not controllable, meaning that, let's say you get the #1 ranking for the #1 most valuable keyword or keyword phrase in your market. Well, there are only a certain number of searches that keyword gets every month. You have no control over that. and there's only a certain percentage of clicks that you will get in the #1 spot. Granted, it'll be the bulk of the clicks that you get for that keyword or keyword phrase. But what happens when you're now getting a certain number of clicks and you want to scale that traffic up? Meaning you want to drive more and more and more and more visitors into your funnel from that keyword or keyword phrase. What do? Right? How do you do that? You can't, because we don't have any control over that. There's only a certain number of searches on a daily basis, daily, weekly, monthly basis that keyword or keyword phrase gets. And therefore there's only so many clicks that you're going to get. And we have no control over increasing that or anything. So we can't open up the spigot. Where with paid traffic, when you have the right conversion level, which is why the Smart Funnel Formula training program is so freaking exciting for me and the folks that have enrolled, and hopefully you that enroll before we close tonight, is because we have complete control over it, and we can open up that spigot as fast and as wide as we want it, right, at any point, and we have full control over it. And not to mention that, if the bulk of your traffic is coming from SEO, from rankings, your traffic, your business is incredibly vulnerable. Because as we know, especially if you've been at this game any length of time, like, right, I've been doing this for 12, almost 13 years now. And I've seen, I don't even know, man, a half a dozen algorithm updates, Panda and Penguin, and I can't even remember anymore, right? I've seen sites go from #1 to not even being indexed anymore. Sites being on the #1, the first page, and now being on the 10th page. You know what happens to those businesses? Gone like that. Their traffic disappears overnight, right? Because their business is incredibly vulnerable. It's based on an algorithm from one or more of the search engines. Whereas there are, my gosh, 24 different paid traffic generation channels, if not more, that we can tap into and leverage. There are more than there's ever been before, right? When I first started, there was like 3 or 4, right? At the time, there might have even been 3, right? Today, there are 23, 33 different sources that we can tap into with full control and the ability to open up that spigot. But the whole thing is conversions. Right, the whole thing is that you are able to convert at a high enough rate to be able to recoup your dollars and cents. And why did I say in the Smart Funnel Formula video series that the marketers that use the Smart Funnel, right, and the marketing intelligence that I'm going to show you in the Smart Funnel Formula training program have a massive advantage? Well, because when your conversion rate is high, right, is higher than your competitors, right? And you're using marketing intelligence, and they're late adopters, right? They're late to the game. And let me just say this, that it's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when the savvy, serious marketers use more and more intelligence. Because if they don't, they're going to get bumped out by the marketers that are using that intelligence and are operating at a gross advantage over the ones that aren't. Just like today, the marketers that are already using properly general retargeting are already at an advantage over the marketers that aren't. And so what the heck was I just going to say now? I just totally lost my train of thought. Somebody Skyped me, and my gosh, I'm sweating like a freaking beast in here, and I just lost my train of thought. What the heck was I going to say? I was saying that like the higher your conversion rate, the high conversion rate that you get from a smart funnel gives you a massive advantage, because it allows you to invest more. It allows you to be able to pay. Like, while I see, this is interesting, right? Let me teach you a great lesson here tonight and get this, right? The marketer that can afford to spend the most to acquire a customer wins, not the marketer that can afford to spend the least, right? So the marketers that talk about, man, I'm getting 10-cent clicks or 12-cent clicks or anything like that, that's not impressive, right? What's impressive is the marketer that is able to spend $1.50 a click, or $2 a click, or $3 a click. And because their conversion rate is so high, they are still able to recoup their ad spend. See, when you're in that position, forget about it. There's no traffic source that you won't be able to use. You'll be able to tap into so many different traffic sources that you will be overwhelmed with the opportunity that you have to generate traffic every day. Your traffic generation numbers will double and then double again and then double again, right? But that's all based on your conversion rate. Because when you have a high enough conversion rate, right, what that means is that your cost of acquisition goes down. The higher your conversion rate, the lower your cost of acquisition, right? And so you're able to spend more than your competitors. And when you can spend more than your competitors, you're able to go in and leverage traffic generation channels that they can't, that they simply cannot afford, that they cannot utilize at all. But you can, and you can use them every day. And so you scoff up the lion's share of the traffic from those traffic generation channels, right? And so that's what we are talking about. Let me take another question here. Okay. Okay, so here's a question. Here's a question that's been, if I'm able to convert, say, 7% of opt-ins into customers right away, what smart funnel model targeted percentage of additional conversion of opt-ins that didn't buy right away over 2 to 3 months with aggressive retargeting? I'm not sure if I understand the question. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't read the whole thing. Like 2 times as much as 30% or more. What's the out here? Any insight? Still trying to figure out the 1K investment in ClickFunnels and the smart funnel formula. All right, so let me answer the second part of the question first. You know, I think ClickFunnels is a great tool. We use it, right? This page that you're on right now is a ClickFunnels page, but we don't use it on the pages that we incorporate intelligence on, right? And that's just because, unfortunately, as of right now, ClickFunnels is a static application. When we, like, the smart funnel formula funnel was all built in WordPress. It was not, we did not use ClickFunnels at all, right? Because we wanted to be able to incorporate intelligence into the funnel. And so, but we use a combination of both, because there are certain pages where you wouldn't use ClickFunnels. First of all, you're obviously not going to use ClickFunnels for any of your content, like meaning your non-funnel pages, right? Your blog, all your articles, videos, things of that nature. But, you know, I can't sit here and tell you don't invest in ClickFunnels or choose between ClickFunnels and the smart funnel formula. I think they both have value, enormous value, and that's why I use it. I'm a user, and granted, I got a complimentary account with ClickFunnels, but even if I didn't, I would have bought it. And so, you know, to answer the first part of the question is what kind of bump you can expect to see. What I would tell you is that with the right follow-up sequence, right, you will, and I'm going to say this, that you will usually, when it's done right, you will see 2/3 of your conversions come from the follow-up process. So that means that, like, if you convert, you know, let's say 10 people from the first point of contact with your sales video, that your intelligent follow-up will produce an additional 20 buyers, right? So in other words, you will produce 2/3 of your conversion from the follow-up, from the intelligent follow-up process. Now, if you've got a stellar conversion rate already, like, look, if you're converting 7% of opt-ins into buyers right away, that is an extraordinary conversion rate. And so do I think that, am I saying that you'll add, you know, you'll bump that up to 21%? Probably not. But could I see you bumping that up to 13? Sure. So, you know, it all depends on where your conversion rate is really at right now. And so hopefully that, that answers your question. So if you've got another question, if you've got a question, go ahead and shoot an email over to info@marketingfunnelautomation.com. If not, I'm going to begin to wrap this bad boy up. I talked about technology. I talked about, you know, what the two pieces of technology are, the license. I talked about ClickFunnels. I talked about lead pages. Talked Talked about if you're a novice marketer, if you're an advanced marketer. And so I'm just trying to think, let me make sure that I didn't leave out. We talked about how to get fast results. We talked about the different bonuses. We talked about the bonus sessions. We talked about what I thought was, and I do think that the bonus, the pull back the curtain is just over the top, and I think that you're going to be freaking blown away by that. That looks like, let me see. That looks like it's about it. I'll give you guys another second to see if anybody has a question. I know there's a delay too. What a bummer with Google Hangout. Let me just see here. So yeah, so if you haven't enrolled yet, I would encourage you to pick your payment option. You can pay in full, and there's a little savings in there, or you can pay 3 payments. The first payment goes through today. The next payment isn't for another 30 days, and then the third payment is 60 days from today. There's no upsell. There's no continuity. There's no shenanigans behind the scenes. Or anything like that. The class begins on Thursday. Like I said, we're live at 6 p.m. You'll get an email with all the access details, and then you'll get the recording and the handouts right after that. You'll also, on Thursday, you're going to get access to the software bundle. And yeah, it's going to be a blast, and I would love to have you in there. I think that if you really think about what you now have in front of you, look, you can continue to do the same thing that you've been doing. And, like a mentor used to say to me, if nothing changes, nothing changes, right? If you continue to do the same thing and expect a different result, right? What is that? The definition of insanity. This is an opportunity for you to leap ahead, really, and get a massive competitive advantage and use technology, strategies, and tactics that will bump conversions at every single stage of your marketing funnel throughout your site, your content, your blog, your opt-in rate, your sales conversion rate, your upsell take rate, your overall transaction value, your product consumption, which leads to better conversions on your back end. Yeah, if you haven't signed up yet, go ahead, click one of the buttons, get enrolled, and I look forward to working with you in the Smart Funnel Formula training program. And so we have just 90 minutes left until enrollment closes. Go ahead, click one of the green buttons, get in there, get started, and I'll see you on the inside. And so take care, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon. So take care, all.